Yeah, I think what you're doing is pretty amazing, actually. To be honest with you, Daniel.
Thank you.
All right, so if
Appreciate it.
I actually email you this link, will that work for you?
That'll work. You can send me through a message on Gmail message. I'll be fine.
The DWasham 100, is that okay?
That's okay.
Good deal. Once you have the link, I guess you can put it on your Facebook. Okay,
All right. Now I have to update the site as well.
cool. Yeah, so what do you want to talk about while you're working on that?
Got it. All right. So, see, will anybody else be able to view this
Yeah, it should be live for them as soon as they have the link.
without? I mean, will they have to have a Google Plus
No,
uh,
no,
ability?
they'll
Okay.
view it on YouTube.
All right. Give me 1 second here. Let me go ahead and put this up.
Take your time.
All right. So I've got it put up, and we are rocking and rolling. We're live right now, right?
Yes, sir. I just sent you the YouTube link too, just in case you can use that. It'd be a direct link to YouTube.
Okay. Let me go ahead and set that up real fast.
All right. Take your time, man. I'm here for you.
All right. Awesome.
I think I got you a few viewers popping up from my Google Plus, so
Okay.
you can tell these guys hello too. It's been so long since I've been online.
I think people are starting to come in.
Yep, looks like it.
People are waiting for the new link here.
You know, the way you're doing that, you're actually inviting people in for the panel, and there's a limit to that. I think it's like 10 or 15 or so.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, so if you just, they can just watch, you can have as many viewers as you want, but you actually have people joining. So you might want to ask them to mute their microphone.
Okay. Yeah, Joseph, Anna, if you guys don't mind, if you can mute your microphone. I see Anna, you already have. Uh, I'm not sure how I got you guys into the actual hangout, but that's all fine. And Danny, no big deal. Um, Anybody else who does join and joins into the panel, please go ahead and mute your mic. I see you, Linwood. If you could do the same, please.
Good.
And
Sorry about the technical difficulty, man.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. I guess what happened was some kind of glitch or something going on with Gmail, and Sean wasn't able to join mine, but he was fortunate enough to let me join his his created account. So we are up and running now, everybody. Since we're
Cool.
live, I don't want to sit here and wait for everybody else to join. Everything will be recorded and left on the AmazonBully.com/hangouts page. And each time I have a hangout, it will be saved right there. And if you miss anything, you can head back and watch the beginning of what you missed. So I'll have to go ahead and introduce you guys to my really good buddy Sean here. He's a Colts fan, but he's a friend of
But
mine.
don't say but. We just beat the Bengals last night. We're going to Denver now.
Yeah, he's heading to Denver, so hopefully Luck can show Peyton Manning up.
Yeah, kind of a
But
replay of the first game of the season for the Colts. They went out there and got spanked.
that's right. And I'm a Jaguars fan, so
Yeah,
that's
I'm
where
sorry
the
about
real
that.
animosity happens between us.
Yeah.
And
You guys won what? One game this year?
we won a few, not
Oh,
too
I'm not
bad.
talking about preseason.
Well, neither am I. We won a few games. We weren't the worst team. I think the Raiders played a little bit worse. I'm not sure who that was, Chris. If you can unmic or unmute your mic. I'm sorry, mute your mic. I'm getting jumbled with words here. And Joseph, same to you, please. All right, guys. Yeah. So this is Sean. It's a really good buddy of mine. I met him about the end of the first quarter of last year, and he's been a really good buddy of mine ever since getting really serious about Amazon. He's been a great person to have in my social circle, I should say, to really keep me pushing on what I'm doing. And I was fortunate enough to be able to help him out with a few tricks and tips on Amazon, and the same for him to me. He's helped me with quite a few things. Sean has been a really powerful seller, not only on Amazon, but as far as being one of the head figures, as far as being a head leading entrepreneur selling physical products for many years now. He just recently got on Amazon last year and was able to build his Amazon business up very, very rapidly month after month using the same exact concepts that I'm using, and it's the concepts I'd like to share with you guys. So he's learned a few things along the way that he's been able to help me out without as well. So I've been able to help people out with some of the tips and tricks he's taught me as well. We really just stay on top of each other and make sure we're building our business the best way possible on Amazon without wasting any time and going through any BS of working in your business through retail arbitrage or drop shipping. We like working on our business and just getting products that are selling very, very well already and slapping them on Amazon to where you're limiting the amount of risk involved with everyone has their own comfort level when starting a new business. Let's see here. Hey, Jessica, if you don't mind, if you can mute your mic. But yeah, so when it comes to really starting a really great business on Amazon, you guys will see the figures that we're pulling and some of the figures I've helped other people pull, and it doesn't come with just easy work. We just know the best way possible of making it work without wasting time or money or resources or whatever it may be. That way you can hit the ground running and you know which products are going to be selling very well. You can go ahead and get those products up on Amazon and hit the ground running, getting a lot of sales a day, and you can continuously rinse and repeat and get more and more products up. It's just as easy as that. You might see, 6 figures a month that Sean's making and think it's an incredible number. I do to this day. It sickens to me to my stomach that I'm not right there with him.
Well, you could easily be right there with me. You just don't want it bad enough yet.
Yeah, and yeah, that's one of the cases, and I'm sure the same to anyone else. But yeah, what happens is people really get sidetracked. They join the next golden nugget that's online when it comes to affiliate products, when it comes to whatever it is online to make some money. And I was fortunate enough to really, buckle down, and just like what Sean just said, I didn't want it bad enough at first. I could have been selling FBA for way before I did, but I didn't want to step out of my comfort zone and really get the ball rolling. But once I did, boy, I'm glad I did, because I'm having passive income coming in day after day. I just went on a trip up to Ohio on December 7th, and I worked on my business for maybe an hour tops while I was out there, and I was making passive income. So obviously, I don't want it bad enough yet to make 6 figures a month, but hey, one of these days I will, and I want each and every member that joins us to really experience the same numbers, because I'm not the one type of guy that wants you guys to open your wallets and pay me money, and I'm going to leave you in the desert stranded and not knowing what you're doing. I actually want to give one-on-one personal help to every single member who joins, because I really care about that. I wasted 4 years online building affiliate marketing systems, and I was left there frustrated as soon as I joined whatever system I was in, and I was sitting there wasting my time left and right, joining the next golden nugget online, and it's a big waste of time. I got started on Amazon, and less than 4 months later, I was making 5 figures a month. And and in regards to Sean here, he got up to 6 figures a month relatively very, very quickly. So I wanted to go ahead and shut up here. I'd like to have Sean here say a few words.
Yeah, well, you already introduced me, Dan. So hello, everybody. My name's Sean Hart. Dan, I guess goes without saying that he's been instrumental in the building of my Amazon business, for the fact that, number one, Dan, your uncle Bruce is the one that brought me to the dance, basically exposed me to the Amazon opportunity, and then he looks up to you and some of the things that you've come up with, and the education or marketing materials that you're putting out there for everyone else. And it really works both ways, Dan. You've actually given me a few nuggets myself that I didn't know existed, just from our telephone conversation or text message back and forth, that has literally been a profound change in my business. And some of those things are, you may think are pretty simple, just like the Google Chrome plugin is a perfect example. I mean, that totally changes the way my entire operation does their mining for product opportunity. So. I started selling on Amazon back in, I actually got serious about it in January of 2014. I think launched the business January 15th, and we've been seeing, if I average it out over the last 12 months, 35% growth month over month. And the figures aren't in totally for December yet, but it's well over 600,000. I don't know how close to 700,000, but we're talking about gross top line revenue from Amazon.com only. It doesn't include any other source. And I don't know about some people out there I hear are doing 50% profit margin. I have a pretty substantial operation in Indiana, so our operating cost is a little higher than the next guy, but we average 35-40% margin on our sales. So basically, what that means, every $100,000 in gross sales, we have $40,000 in net profit to pay taxes on. So some people think that's a huge number. I mean, Dan, I know you're in the 5 figures, but Seth and I actually have plans this year. We actually have details laid out how we're going to grow that to do $50 million in sales in 2015, and there's zero doubt that we can do that. So. I'll be more than happy to share some of the more specifics if you want to let anybody ask any questions. I know you have Facebook up, so if there's something you want me to answer specifically, I'm an open book for you, Dan, because like I've told you several times, if it wasn't for you, I'd still be in that 5-figure mark. It just so happens that I have a good infrastructure and some good people in place to support my business. If you had that, there's no doubt you'd be doing $1 million a month, buddy.
Oh, without doubt, man. First of all, I appreciate your words. It means a lot coming from you, and guys, it's really as simple as that. I like to be straight up and honest with anybody that connects with me and asks me questions. I like to tell them straight on and forward, hey, here's the results that you're looking to get if you want to take an Amazon business seriously, and if you want to stop wasting time with trying to build businesses. If you want the easiest and fastest way to build a passive income, phenomenon, Amazon's the way to go. So I had the Facebook opened up here, and have some people asking me for the link to the Hangout, and like I said, guys, we have the Amazon Bully Hangout page up there. Any questions that you may have, you may go ahead and ask the questions in there. And I'm going to see what we have here. Now, Sean, I'd like to ask you, with the future that holds for you, is there anything substantially different than what you're doing now besides just rinse and repeating and doing the same model that you're doing now?
Yeah, actually there is. We've noticed that it's more beneficial for us once we identify a target opportunity or a market or niche, whatever you want to call it, on Amazon. Take for example, I don't know if you call it silicone bakeware, we'll say. To me, that's a niche within the home and kitchen category.
Right,
and
right.
we've recognized that once we have a good foothold in that particular category and have a little market share on Amazon, if we want to sell silicone baking mats, for example, once we build a brand, it's easy for us to develop a lot more products within that category under the same Amazon account, so that we sort of better position ourselves, I guess is a good way to put it, and dominate a page. So for example, we may have, if you take a silicone baking mat, we may have a silicone baking mat that we rank for on search for Amazon. We'll add like a 2-pack of silicone baking mats. We'll add heavy-duty silicone baking mats. We'll add, holiday silicone baking mats. And basically what we do is stack those products. So the idea is if someone goes to Amazon, they search for baking mat, that 6 of the 7 or 8 products that show up on page 1 all belong to me. It may sound greedy, but the promotional materials that you teach in Amazon Bully will teach anybody how to take a product in any category and compete head-to-head with some of those huge name brand companies out there with unlimited advertising budget, and be able to go head-to-head with them and beat them in the Amazon game. It's true that 3, 4, 5% of all retail sales are done online, and so we don't really focus on the 95% that we're missing out in the silicone baking mat market. We focus on grabbing the lion's share of that 5% on Amazon, which is a huge share, because I think the over and under for the bet on Amazon for 2014 is $100 billion in sales, and being directly involved in Amazon sales, I would put my money on the over. I don't know about you, Dan.
And I would agree. And like you said, it might be sounding greedy that you're wanting to take over page 1, but believe it or not, Amazon actually likes the concept of you actually building an actual business on there, because there's more and more sellers getting on Amazon. They may not particularly, they're just throwing up random products, which is a good thing. They can make money. I'm throwing up random products. I know you've thrown up some random products yourself. But moving on in the future, I know actually building around a niche or building even a brand specifically, if you want to go that route, Amazon also actually likes that. So yeah, definitely. I'm actually moving toward that in the future myself.
Well, I want to show you guys just a little bit of where we got started here. These are what you're going to see. Dan, can you see that spreadsheet that I just shared?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, well, what you're looking at here is, you see this 35,189?
I do.
What you're looking at here, guys, is our monthly sales for my Amazon business in January 2014. And you can see in column E here, you can see the growth. We got stagnant a few times, but if you average this out, this is going to come out to be about 35% growth month over month. So what you're looking at here in the yellow is the plan that we have set in place to actually grow on into January, February, March of 2015. And basically, I'm sorry, I told you wrong. You see this number here, 32%? That's what it averages out, our growth. So we set our goal to 27% in 2015, and if we can grow 27% month over month in 2015, this is what we're going to have at the end of 2015, $50,502,000 in top-line sales on Amazon. That's the difference that it makes. And like I tell people, Dan, my 7-year-old kid can actually go out there and and create an Amazon listing. But it takes a lot of the materials that you're teaching in your Amazon Bully system to be able to launch a product on Amazon, to brand it, and more importantly, show up in search. If someone searches for your widget and you're on page 19 somewhere, it's never going to create a sale because no one's going to find you. The idea and what Dan's teaching and what he's sharing with you guys is that if someone creates a product and it's searched for on Amazon, it shows up on page 1, that's where you generate your sales, and that's where you see all the growth that I just shared with you. It's an internal spreadsheet from my business partner, but those kind of numbers, I mean, honestly, you're going to have to be hard driven, 12 hours a day, have a couple of assistants, and have a good buying and supply chain overseas if you want to see those kind of numbers. I'm an overachiever, always have been, but honestly, Dan, I just finished a lunch meeting. Like I told you, I've been with this gentleman since 2 o'clock. He has a friend, a lady who's been selling on Amazon for 2 years. In 2015, her gross sales, are you ready for this? $107 million in 2015.
Wow.
Yeah, so you guys look, you say, okay, you're doing great. I mean, we did probably $4 million, I think, in 2014, which sounds like a big number, but when you think of Amazon doing $100 billion in sales, it's the Wild West, guys. I mean, it's out there. Anybody that wants to go grab intellectual property or web property, whatever you want to call it, as far as a brand or a category on Amazon, it's available for you. I don't know how long that opportunity is going to be there. People ask me all the time, but all I know is the early bird gets the worm, and the sooner you can get in a category with your product, the sooner you can control that category or that niche. And just like, I'm looking at our projected revenue in 2015 is $50 million, which sounds ridiculous to you guys, but when I see somebody doing $107 million, the disease that I have makes me believe I can do $214 million. So, I may change this revenue projection or guidance for 2015. If I do, you'll be the first to know, Dan.
There you go, and that's our early projection right now. It's only January right now, so who knows what's going to come ahead? Who knows what kind of new products are going to be shown, and who knows whose ideas you might learn a few things, or you might say, hey, I'm going to approach this a different way, and those numbers might even triple, what you're projected right now. So, and really, guys, when you see those types of results, when I hear people making, online as an affiliate marketer, and they're bragging there and boasting their ego power of making $15,000 a month, I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, you might be a big powerhouse on Facebook, pushing affiliate marketing products who are other people's businesses. They're not even your business, so here you are, you're under the realm of someone else's created product, and you're building someone else's business as your own home business. But here in this facility of Amazon, you're able to build your actual own business and have your own products up and running on there. And like what Sean said, there's no telling. I mean, there's no telling when Amazon could pull the plug, 5 years from now, and not be letting the accessibility that we have to be able to sell and grow our businesses on there as rapidly as we are right now, with the amount of people. What's that?
Yeah, so that's a good point. If you don't mind, I'd like to interject something here. Is
sure.
That when you put a product on Amazon, basically what we're doing is Amazon's giving you access to over 200 million credit cards customers that they have on file. People that shop and buy on Amazon on a daily or weekly basis, they're basically exposing you to that entire market. That's why they level the playing field. I don't care if you're Coca-Cola or DuPont, or your name is Dan and you work out of your living room or a phone booth. Everybody has the exact same opportunity when it comes to positioning a product for sale on Amazon. And here's the really profound part about the business and the sales that I showed you guys. I've never seen a part of this business since I started get stagnant or even static, because the business is constantly growing on itself. And there's no doubt in my mind, Dan, sorry, all my buzzers are going off here. There's no doubt in my mind that if I stop adding product and stop marketing today, it's not like those sales are going to go away. They're going to continue to grow and get better because we actually have something of value. We're not selling someone else's brand or someone else's product. I own the brand. I own the intellectual property. I own the rights, copyright, and some of the things on my products that no one can take away from me, not even Amazon. That makes it more valuable, and that makes it real. So I can stop working tomorrow, and the sales are going to continue to come in. It's not something it's hands-on. I mean, I don't have a virtual cash register or anything that I have to operate on a daily basis. At this point, guys, if I stop working on building the business, I can literally just go check a few emails a couple times a day, answer some customer messages, and that's it. Amazon, through what Dan's trying to teach you using FBA or Fulfillment by Amazon, Amazon literally handles 100% of the headache in that business. So it's amazing, really, what they're willing to do for you, because you don't have to have an office, you don't have to have a staff, you don't have to have a warehouse, credit card processing, any type of customer service in place, because they're handling warehousing, fulfillment, customer service, credit card processing, returns, all the reverse logistics, and basically allow you access to 200 million customers who are ready and willing to buy. That's like literally being able to go into Walmart and say, here, put this computer mouse on your shelf and sell it, and they'll expose you to everyone that walks in and out of the Walmart store at zero cost. They're only going to charge you something if someone purchases your product. They take 15%, which is nothing compared to the overhead that they're absorbing for you, and then they send you your money. To me, that's unbelievable compared to all the businesses that I've done in the past, Dan. And I think it's commendable for you to be able to share that with everyone else out there and actually give everyday people from all walks of life, all professions or lack of profession, the same opportunity that we all have, and that is to brand their own business, their own product on Amazon. Obviously, I'm passionate and excited about it, and just like you, Dan, I love sharing the opportunity with everyone I come in contact with, whether it's a taxi driver or a server at a restaurant. I give them all the same story.
Oh, definitely. I love it too. I've met quite a few people in the past who are doing quite different things, but and some of these people have run across finally and say, hey, I'm gonna jump in this wagon and start selling on Amazon, and I hear all the time from them, wow, if you have the right information, it's that easy. I just do steps A to Z, and it's the best passive income you can make.
Well, when I see the woman, like I told you, she's, I'm doing well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining, but like I said, I'm an overachiever. Anytime I see somebody else doing something, I just know that I can do it bigger, better, faster, cheaper, more profitable. It's a disease. I'm not greedy. I just absolutely enjoy building something and creating value in the world and getting paid for it. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's a great country that we live in, Dan, and thank you for your service, by the way. And it's also a great opportunity for Amazon to provide a platform for us to go out there and create an amazing business. You can make a couple $100 a week if you want, or you can make a few $1,000s a week, or you can be crazy like me and just push it to the limits. But either way, we all have the exact same opportunity, and I think it's just profound, like I keep saying, that Amazon makes that available to us. So, do you have any questions from anybody on your Facebook group, Dan?
Yeah, let me go ahead and check there, see if anyone has commented, and I'll go ahead and answer some questions if there are any, and I will go ahead and show you a screenshot of the results that I've got on my very first product in the first 2 months on this particular Amazon account that I have here. And I'm going to go ahead and refresh the screen here. All right, I don't have any questions. I do have some answers to questions that I've asked in the past in the first video before you and I jumped on there, Sean. But I asked if anyone else is selling on Amazon. Someone says he is. He has 2 products up. He's selling by 8 or 9 sales a day. All right, that's Rob. We got Eb Seller.
Somebody just asked a question. I don't know if it pops up on your side, Dan, but he says, how do we find a good supplier? And this is Cool. Sorry, I can't see the whole name.
Cool Reject.
Yeah, Cool Reject. Okay. Yeah, he asked, how do we find a good supplier? It's a great question. I actually know people that are doing two ways. I know people that are sourcing here in the U.S. that are selling products that are made in the U.S. that still fit the model of good markup and lightweight. And in order to find a manufacturer for a product, there's one of two ways that I know how to do it in the U.S., and that is to go either to the Thomas Registry, which has a lot of manufacturers. You know, you just go to thomasregistry.com, type in what you're looking for. You know, say you want a whatever, bicycle tire pump, I don't know. You should be able to access a lot of the manufacturers in the U.S. who manufacture that product and be able to contact them that way. Or you can go into Walmart or your local supply store, pick up a product that you want to get involved in. A lot of times you can find the name of the manufacturer or a distributor right on the box and just reach out to them and say, what's it take if I want to if I want to sell your product under my label? And what they're going to give you is a minimum order quantity. They may say, yeah, we'll build this bicycle tire pump, put your name on it, be Dan's pump, but the minimum order quantity is 1,000 pieces, and you know, you can approach it that way. If you want to do what I'm doing and what I suggest once you get up and running is I source all my products in China. So I like to literally buy things that cost about $2 or $3 that sell between $15 and $25. And if it sounds unreasonable, believe me, I have over 100 items that all meet that exact model. Everything has a minimum of 4 times markup. Basically, if we pay $10, we sell it for $40 minimum. And the majority of products have 5 or 6 times markup. So, you know, a $1 item would sell for $6, or $2 item sells for $12. Go to the sourcing website of globalsources.com, Alibaba.com, which I'm sure you've seen in the news lately, madeinchina.com, DHgate, or EC21. Those are a lot of overseas sourcing websites. Basically, go in there, search for your product. It'll give you a list of suppliers. Just reach out to the supplier. Say, hey, you know, my name's Dan. You know, I'm interested in the pump handle business. I see you're a manufacturer. I sell in the U.S. online. I'm interested. What's your minimum order quantity? How much? You know, what's the price? Send me a catalog and a price list or quotation. And really, that's all we have to do.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. So, Cool Reject, I'm sorry, but I'm lost for words because I can't add anything onto that. That's pretty much what I do. Eventually, when you're down the road, you'll be able to get your own connections to where you'll be able to save a little bit more than what you would spend from the brokers on the Alibaba.com and so on and so forth. You know, Alibaba.com and any Chinese supplier, you're not buying directly from the owner of the manufacturing place. There's brokers involved, and there's paperwork that has to go on before the product leaves China. So there's always going to be a little bit of a profit that they want to make. But later on, once you have been doing this a little bit longer, and you build some relationships, you'll be able to get a little bit cheaper prices. But
Hey,
by all means, those numbers that he's saying is by all means reasonable. You can get $2 or $3 products all day and be selling it for 15, 25, 30 bucks. I know someone that was getting a product for less than $1 and selling their product for 20 bucks, and I forget how many units they sold a day. And I know myself, I was going to screen share a product here. After buying the product, having it shipped to Amazon, I was $1.25 out of my pocket, and I was selling on Amazon for $15.99. You're looking about around about of a $10 per sale. I'm going to go ahead and screen share here to see here.
You know, I don't know, Dan, Cool Rejects posting questions, and they're popping up at the bottom of my window. I don't know if you're seeing that or not.
I see it on here on the side. What's the minimum amount of money you can start off with?
Exactly.
That's a very good question. I'd like to go ahead and answer this, and if you'd like to go ahead and add in your what you think about this.
I always have something to say, Dan.
That's a really good question. It really, Cool Reject, it's all about how much money or how serious you want to put in, you know, into how much time and seriousness you want to put into your first product. If you just want to hit the ground running, there's some U.S. suppliers. You can find products on Amazon that are selling very well. You can find some of these products for a couple bucks from a U.S. supplier. and you could be selling it, for the same profit margins, like $15. And some of these U.S. suppliers, they're not as strict as far as the MOQ, minimum order quantity, as Alibaba.com is, and some of the other Chinese resources are. But if you want to go from China, typically they will tell you a specific number during your first conversation with them, but there's always room for negotiation. I've actually done it personally, or talked them down to only starting with a few hundred when they first wanted me to buy 1,000. There's always room for negotiation. There's As far as your minimum amount of money, that just goes into how many units you're having to buy from them. So if you're buying a product for, let's say, $3, and the bare minimum they'll go down is to 500 units, well, you're looking at $1,500. So give or take, take a little bit more money on the back end of that as well for shipping costs and whatnot. But that's a good example. I'm just throwing numbers out there. You can get anything from a U.S. supplier. I have a product on Amazon right now I got up for my mom from a U.S. supplier. I'm spending, after shipping to Amazon, about $2.90. Selling on Amazon for $12. I'm selling this product in the past 3 days. We've been averaging around 14 to 16 sales a day. It's a $2,000 a month product, month in, month out. She was able to get out of her job, and I was confident I was going to get those types of results with that product. Now, there's other products that you might want to spend more money on, and you'll get even bigger results it's all depending on what the product is. I'm going to let you answer what you think about that question there, Sean.
Could you see me bite my lip? I couldn't wait to speak. No, it's a real good question. Cool Reject. It's one that a lot of people talk about because normally when somebody's trying to pitch you on this new business idea, it's all about them, and I can assure you that the information I got from Dan was worth about 1,000,000 times more than I paid for it, because I didn't give him anything. So, the reason why my business is an open book to him, just like I said before, is because he's helped me out so much. So that's why I'm doing the interview. The question, if I was going to answer that, I would say that if you want to take a business seriously and you want to find something that fits the model similar to what I'm doing, I honestly have no idea what product Dan is selling. That's something people just don't discuss, because that's half of the secret sauce, is knowing what to sell. So part of Dan's program is he teaches you how to identify good products that are profitable to meet the model on Amazon. But for me, if you already have a computer, you already have high-speed internet access, you have a smartphone you can take digital photos with, and all those things are in line, then I think you need about $2,000 to start if you want to take it seriously. Now, that's on a low end, because like Dan said, you're going to spend $800 to $1,500 on your first order if you have to get 500 units at $3, and you're going to need another couple $100 to help when you start promoting your product, which basically means giving it away at a super discount or for $1 so that you can start generating some traction. But I'd like to say that if you want to take it serious, and if you don't mind actually running out of product and having shut down for a few weeks while you wait on more, you can do it as little as $2,000. And what's going to happen if you follow Dan's process. And speaking on that, Dan, the process that you're teaching on Amazon Bully is by far better content than a lot of things that I've seen out there. I don't think you're charging enough for it. I appreciate what you're doing there, but we've used that exact same system with 100% accuracy on 100% of the products that I launch. Some do a lot better than others, granted, but everything's profitable. Every product that we launch makes money, and we use the exact same system that you're teaching. So hats off to you. But if you want to get started for as little as possible, which is a lot of people's intentions, you need a couple $1,000, mark $1,200 to $1,500 for actual inventory, and the rest of it just for basic infrastructure. You're going to have to set up a checking account. You may have to pay some wire transfer fees to China. You may have to hire somebody to do some photography or do some keyword research for you, but $2,000 would be a good place to start. And if you follow what Dan's teaching, you're going to be out of product. If you only have 500 units, you'll be sold out in a couple, 3 or 4 weeks, and then you'll be stuck playing the waiting game like a lot of people, which is a good position to be in, don't get me wrong, but once you prove your product's viable, it's better to get more quantity coming, because when you're sitting there used to having $200-300 a day in sales coming in, all of a sudden that goes to zero, and you're waiting on your supplier to ship product, and they're on some obscure Chinese holiday, and they're going to be off work for 2 weeks. You're going to be kicking yourself for not buying enough. So hopefully that answers your question. And anybody else has got anything? I don't know how you're doing that. Cool reject, but you should unmute your microphone long enough and tell us how to post questions so that everyone else can do
it. Hey,
there he is.
The only thing you have to do is go to the left side, and there's a drop-down box that pops out from the side, and there's a blue notepad-looking link you click, and it's called chat.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it opens up the chat room on the side.
Cool. I love that. So if you guys have any questions, just post them live there and we'll answer them. Thanks, Cool Reject. Anything else you want to
know? Honestly, it's I don't really have a couple $1,000s that I can just go, all right, well, I'm just going to buy a couple products and go with it. So it's kind of I want to start off small, but I want to be serious about it. But I want to start off where there's less, I guess, risk in it.
I'll tell you. Well, let me ask you this then. Can I call you by your first name?
Yeah, Chris. My first name is
Chris. Nice to meet you. I'm Sean. So if you can prove to yourself, I understand if you can't get your hands on the money right now, but if you could prove to yourself that your idea or your product is viable and test it with a couple $100, and what Dan teaches you pans out for you, would you be more apt to go out there and borrow the money or use a credit card to buy the product?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you how a lot of people I know are working this. Let's say if you want to sell, I don't know, don't say what you want to sell, because like I said, that should be top secret. But let's just say, bicycle tire pumps, just for example. And you have a hunch that that's a great market because of what Dan taught you how to find a product. I actually know people who will go buy someone else's tire pump and maybe pay $6 or $7 for it when it only sells for $19.99. You can't make money, guys, buying product for $6 or $7 and selling it for $20 on Amazon. I know it sounds like you can, but after you do the math, it's not going to work. But that's beside the point. Go buy 2 or 3 dozen of these things from the dollar store, from Walmart, from a flea market dealer, wherever you can get your hands on them, and just to test the viability, take them out of the existing package, put it in a plain poly bag, and create your listing like Dan's teaching you in his system, and go out there and test that product. So you may pay $7, you buy 20 pieces, that's $140, and you spend a couple dollars creating your listing, taking pictures, just to prove to yourself that your product is viable and that the Amazon platform is for real. And once you test that, if you list those products and they all sell within 48 to 48, 72 hours or so, you're like, wow, what if I'd have bought those for $3 and sold them for $19.99? And that's the reality, guys. Don't be afraid to pay a little too much to test something, because there's nothing that hurts people's Amazon business more than just waiting to find the perfect supplier, the perfect price, the perfect shipping price.
Exactly. Yep.
Forget all that. Just hit the ground running and do something, because action is going to be more important than analyzing. I call it paralysis by analysis. So if you have an idea, go out there and pay too much for it if you have to. Go buy 5 bicycle tire pumps from Walmart, take them out of the box, put them in a plain poly bag, unbranded, and list them on Amazon and sell them. And you'll see for yourself, your email will be like bling, bling, bling. You start seeing the sales come in, and you'll be thinking, wow, if I go borrow $2,000, or say if I borrow $1,000 and I buy 300 of these things and I post them on there, I'm going to turn that 1,000 into 6,000 even after Amazon's fees, and then you just parlay it from there. So hopefully that'll give you some ideas. So don't think about it very long. Just run with it. Take a product and list it and get it on there and prove to yourself that what we're telling you is true.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on that. I absolutely agree with everything you're saying. Analysis paralysis is, I actually mentioned that in my training. You don't want to go through that mode, because every one of you have so much potential to be making as much as Sean's making, and we can all be there. There's really nothing extravagantly different that he's doing. He slowly has built his business even before Amazon, he was building his own businesses, whatever, selling physical products. Once he got on Amazon, this whole system is built for you to really be able to sell rapidly. And if you know what you're doing, there's really not a lot of risk. So you can't think in your head, I'm risking $2,000. I really hope it sells. I don't like messing with that. Whenever I go out and I'm putting out a few $1,000s on whatever product it may be, I do my own homework before I actually get this product. I know that it's going to be selling decently, at bare minimum decently, but
Yeah.
I go after products that are really selling very well, and I know I can sell it very well myself because I know what I'm doing. So
Yeah, Dan, with the information that you're putting out there, Dan, and the training, you're actually taking all the guesswork out of trying to find something that sells. I mean, like I said, no one talks about their product because that's half of the secret sauce is knowing what to sell. So Dan, with part of his training, he teaches you how to identify the opportunity, and it's literally using the things that I learned from Dan. Him and I use the same system for promotion, and I'll get to some of these questions over here if you want to, Dan.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine if every time you walked up to a slot machine and you put a quarter in, you get $1 out. I mean, that's really not gambling, right? That's basically it's science. And the way this system is created is that 100% of the times when I select a product that meets the model based on the criteria that Dan's teaching, it's every single time I put $1 in, I get $4 or $5 out without fail. Sometimes it happens in a couple of minutes. Sometimes it takes a couple of days or a couple of weeks. But every single product, and I can't say this enough, 100% of my products sell profitably, and each one of them is a business enough to stand on its own. Some make $200 a week. Some products I make literally $40,000 a week on one product. But everything works if you use the system. It's so simple that it's almost scary that people don't get it as quick as they should. And people really overanalyze it, and they think, okay, well, if it's this easy, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, just be thankful that everyone's not doing it, because there's only so much ground out there to be covered, and once it's covered, then there's no room for anyone else.
And that's a great way to put it, Sean, because there's so many people who just like gaining a whole bunch of information and learning about new things, tricks of the trade, and new ways to make money, but they're not actually going out and taking action. And they get stuck in that analysis paralysis mode. And exactly what you said, this system I've made is an A to Z concept. Here's exactly what I do from the very beginning of learning the concepts of Amazon, the specific way of how I sell on there. There's ways that just do not fit my model whatsoever. I just don't care to actually sell that way. I just follow the private labeling method, and I know how to find the hot selling products. That's the only ones I care about, and I know how to find the suppliers for it, and I know how to make the listing effectively, and then I know how to market it effectively. And Sean knows how to do all the same as well. He's been able to scale his business on a much larger scale than I have. Having the starting capital when he first really got into Amazon, there's really not much difference in what he's doing, other than the fact that he's had years and years already in the private labeling game, so he already has an infrastructure even outside of Amazon. He has a headquarters up in Indianapolis. He's been in business for a long time. He can talk to me for days about business. I can learn so many things about him, about business, and how to grow the business even more, whether it's in Amazon or outside of Amazon. But my course is really exactly the way he says. It's an A to Z concept of exactly what we're doing, and it's so easy. If you follow it to the T, you can't fail. So if you really just take action, you'll get the results. I'll go ahead and answer some of the questions here on the side, and let Sean chime in on some of these answers as well. Before we get there, I believe the name was Chris, Cool Reject. Chris, you had asked the question about how much it would start, for you to start selling products, and how much would it cost to get your first product up and running. I completely agree with Sean. If you want to get a good amount of product in, from the very beginning to where you can be able to give away a bunch on a promotion giveaway to where you're able to get on page one a lot quicker than anyone else that doesn't know what they're doing, to where you can get a sales kickstart and where you're selling 20, 30 products a day before even your first month. $2,000 is a good starting point. You can definitely start with smaller than that. If any of you just don't have the money, you can follow the concept that he had mentioned before, and you could even find products on there from U.S. suppliers, spending only $1,000, even less than $1,000. I'm gonna go ahead and screen share real quick. I will show you guys a product that I started with on my account. I will show you the first 2 months results. I spent $900, pretty much even on this product. And that's with shipping it to Amazon, everything, and I got 800 units of this.
Hey Dan, so, I haven't yet seen any of your screen shares, so I don't know if it's just me or if it's working for anybody else.
Okay, let me know if you can see this.
Oh, now I do. You just made a liar out of me. It's working now.
All right, awesome. As you guys can see here, I have August 12th, 2014 to October 12th, 2014. It's one of my first products. It's in the lawn and garden section. I had sold 866 units, gross almost 14,000. So that just goes to show. In almost 2 months, I've sold. Of course, I had to send more into Amazon. As you can see here, I started my first sale on Amazon was like the 16th. Let's see here. It says 0 units. So it's like the 17th was my first sale on this particular account that I have here. But as you can see here, if you can see the small numbers, you might have to enlarge your screen, but you can see here 8 units, 13 units, so on and so forth. And I was just getting my feet wet in the game. I wasn't adjusted to how fast I would need to restock my product. But as you can see here, I had just skyrocketed here. 21 units, 28 units, 20 units, 28 units, 27 units. And this is the date of September 19th. And it pretty much has fluctuated every day here. As you can see at the very end right here, I had a day of selling 59 units, gross of $884. This is a particular product I was sharing with you guys. I was spending $1.25. I got 800 units after spending $900, shipping to Amazon, $1.25 a piece, selling for $16. The actual income from this is about $10, around about at $10. So it was greater than 50% of my actual profit. So this day in particular, I made over $440 profit. So that just goes to show that was just my first product. I wanted to really show you the power you have behind this when you join FBA. Let me go ahead and get out of this screen share. Let me know if you can still see it, Sean.
No, you're good now.
We're good now? All right.
Would you like for me to try to share a couple of sales statistics? I guess I should ask you that.
Could, please. Yeah, let's go ahead and share.
I'm going to try to dig it up, but it's kind of funny that I don't even remember how to log into my accounts because I haven't managed them in so long. I can get into my Canadian Amazon account pretty easy. Let's see here.
And guys, that goes to show the infrastructure he's built even before Amazon. This is a very smart businessman. He knows how to outsource his business. So
I have it.
Yes, he logs in and sees how much money he's making.
Well, Dan, that I have several accounts because each account's kind of based around a particular product category or something like that. So let's look. What date do you want me to show on this account? I'm logged into one of my accounts now, thankfully.
Alrighty.
What do you want me to show? Like a month or what did you just pull up there?
What's that?
What do you want me to show?
Let's go ahead and you want to show like a 1 month deal or
like a 30-day? Well, We haven't had 30 days in this year yet. I shouldn't do December because that's kind of weighted for Christmas.
Right.
Let me do November of 2014 if I'm doing this right.
Sounds good to me.
All right. My 4-year-old would already had it up. Okay.
You guys go ahead and keep asking questions. Eleanor and Anna, I see your questions over there. Let's briefly go over some results that Sean's gone over. Going to be going over here in a minute, and I'll be answering some questions.
I'm sorry, Dan, but it won't let me. It won't let me go to November for some reason, so I'll just have to. I'll just show you this account for December. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, let me figure this out here. I'm telling you, my 4-year-old could do this on his iPad. There we go. There's a screen. All right, you see this? This is going to be December 1st through December 31st, 2000. You can't see this. It's 14.
Yep,
Trust me, it's 14. Believe me. So 10,500. I mean, this is extreme, guys. Don't get me wrong. This is not something that you want to get done real quick, but this is $248,000 in sales, 10,000 products ordered, average sales $26. So that gives you an idea of what is possible. I can only log into one account from this computer. Just that's another story, but that's the only account I can get into here. So I know it's extreme, and it shouldn't be something that you want to do within 30 days or so. I've been at this for a year, so that just shows you that it's real.
Hey, Sean, would you say there's really anything else out there that matches the capability of being able to jump into a business and being a rock star as fast as building the business that you've built on Amazon? I mean, compared to previous businesses that you've been dealing with, or even people in your network, have they been able to grow a business as fast as what we're doing on Amazon?
You're talking about legally now, right?
Yeah. We're talking on a legal basis.
Yeah, I'm just joking. To be honest with you, Dan, I've been involved in several businesses. I started my first business when I was 16 years old in high school, and only had a job for 2 weeks. But I've had businesses that made a lot more money, especially top line money. I mean, I've had a couple of 20 million plus a year businesses. But here's the difference. In my past experience for a direct-to-consumer product or direct response marketing, I had to identify a product opportunity. And I actually, in order to test that for viability, I had to find a supplier. I had to buy thousands. I was selling huge commodities like probably the size of a microwave oven was one of my most recent successes. And I had to buy it by the container load, thousands of units at a time. I had to create direct response advertising, which means basically writing copy, taking pictures. I had to post advertising in newspapers, magazines, direct mail. It took weeks or months even. I mean, I planned some advertising 6 months ahead of time just to get in the space. We had to have a call center of 120 people sometimes on the phone. 40 to 100 people, and the majority of the time on the phone, accepting incoming orders and phone calls. I had to have a high-end credit card processing account, to do the processing. I had to have an 80,000 square foot warehouse to stock my inventory so that when an order came in, we could pack it and ship it. I had to have about 12 people doing customer service 24 hours a day for our existing buyers. And what I'm trying to paint a picture of here is that the overhead that type of operation creates means that, my business partner at the time said, you realize that every day when you put the key in the door, you have to generate $10,000 in profit just to break even for the day, 365 days a year. Now just think about that. If nothing sells and nothing works, I'm still out $10,000 a day to run that type of operation. Here's the difference with Amazon, and the reason this makes sense, and it makes it the best opportunity for anybody right now. If you want to be in a real business selling real physical products that you can understand and stand behind, not some fugazi fairy dust that doesn't exist like an ebook or some get-rich-quick scheme. If you want to be in that product or in that product business, direct to consumer, then Amazon levels the playing field by allowing you and me and everyone else to stock product in their warehouse at almost zero cost, and to be able to advertise it and promote it right next to all the other major name brands, and basically gives everyone a seat at the table. And Amazon has the warehouse in place, or a whole network of them. I thought my warehouse was big. I mean, they have 1 million square feet just in Indianapolis in one facility. So they have a network of warehousing nationwide and worldwide if you want to sell in the other markets. We sell in Germany, Spain, Italy, France, the UK, and Canada, US being 90% of our business, just to put that out there. But it is available. They have an unlimited supply of human resources as far as people pick and packing orders. They handle 100% of your credit card processing with no risk to you. For a direct response merchant like myself, if we'd lose our merchant account, then we're basically out of business. Somebody's got their microphone on there. Telloy, can you mute your microphone? And you'd actually had a fleet of trucks moving product in and out. We had salespeople, had payroll, we had payroll taxes, we had insurance. Amazon takes all that out of the equation. The only thing we have to focus on when we have an Amazon business is shipping product with your name on it to the Amazon warehouse for fulfillment. And I mean, that's basically the only thing you have to worry about. And for me, the most enjoyable part about all the business that I've done in the past was actually finding the opportunity as far as the niche product and marketing it, creating sales. I didn't like shipping. I didn't like customer service. I hated banking. I hated payroll. I hated taxes. I hated employees, to be honest with you. All I wanted to do was hide in my little cubicle and create new product and create advertising to drive sales. I like to walk by the call center and listen to the phones ring. That was kind of exciting. But Amazon takes all that out of the equation. All we have to do here, guys, is the fun part, and that's find product, buy it, and market it. Everything else is taken care of for you. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's like, being able to have all of the good and the upside of a business without having any of the negative or hard work or risk. Amazon's already put all the infrastructure in place and spent billions on creating a system to support your business and mine. I literally have over 500,000 products. I mean, not unique products, but 500,000 units of inventory in stock at Amazon's warehouse. I've never seen the inventory. I know it's there because when I log into my account, it shows how many of each unit that I have. And Amazon allows me to store that product on the shelves in their warehouse for no cost if it's there less than 12 months. That's profound, guys. Nobody's going to allow you to do that. So to answer your question, Dan, in a roundabout, windy way is no, there's no opportunity out there greater than Amazon, especially by Amazon by FBA, unless you want to have a lot of employees and a lot of headache and overhead and risk and expense involved in it.
Yeah, that's a great answer. It's a great answer. And yeah, it is. But you pretty much covered every point I could imagine. I didn't have to back up to you and ask you any more questions. And what I liked the most about what you said was just how everything's automated. Everything is completely in automation mode.
Yeah.
You just do the initial legwork and get your product up and running. You get the initial product boost up to where you're getting on page 1, and you don't have to be worrying about that product anymore. Amazon's selling the product for you, dealing with customer care, returns, the overhead. There's some products that I've actually wanted to bring into my house to actually see, it is what I purchased and there's not anything messed up in the boxes before I ship to Amazon. But there's some products I've never even actually physically seen. Like I shipped it straight from the supplier, straight to Amazon, never seen it.
We do that every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's there because it shows up in my profile, but
Exactly.
normally what we'll do, Dan, is I'll bring a sample into my office. I'll look at it. We'll photograph it, make sure it is, like you said, it's packaged correctly, that sort of thing. My next order goes straight to FBA. I never even see it.
Yep.
And then,
exactly.
Amazon will even email you. You'll log in and it'll pop up and say, hey, you're running low, and based on your last 30 days sales, you have about 12 days of stock left. You better buy more. I mean, I didn't have that when I had a $20 million a year company. We didn't have that. We had to go out there and count it. 1, 2, 3. What's there?
Yeah, and with technology these days, you got Gmail right to your phone. So I get the Gmail notifications straight to my phone. Hey, you're running low on inventory. You might want to check it out. So yeah, I mean, right when you log into Amazon, right when you log into your Gmail, your Yahoo, whatever it may be, I mean, they're pretty much holding your hand, and it's like taking candy from a baby. If you know exactly what you're doing, you're going to be very profitable in a very short period of time.
The other thing that you teach, Dan, when you talk about how to find good product to sell on Amazon, imagine this, guys. If you wanted to open a business and you can drive down Main Street in your hometown and every business had a sign on the door that said, this business sells 1,200 widgets a day. We pay $3 a piece. It sells for $19.99, and we gross, $13,000 a week, and our net profit is $4,000. I mean, that kind of takes the guesswork out of deciding what kind of business. You may want a gym, you may want a tanning salon, you may want a video store, you might want an ice cream shop. If they all hang their laundry out for you and show you exactly what the numbers and the profit is, then it kind of takes the guesswork. Well, what Dan's system is going to teach you is how to look for those metrics within the Amazon platform to tell you what's hot, what people are already searching for, more importantly, what they're actually buying and how many, approximately how many they are buying. And then he'll show you, as part of his system, is how to find a supplier, and you can look at this and go, okay, this guy sells it for $4. It's on Amazon for $24.99. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out there's $21 profit there. Deduct Amazon's 15%. I mean, you're off to the races. I mean, it really is that simple.
No, I have to agree with you. What I really built was this step-by-step system, and I've seen a lot of different programs out there that they have a lot of different information in there, and it seems to really want to confuse people. And I've really wanted to say, hey, the people who are joining me, I am the only one really personally answering people's questions in my group. So since I'm not really having much help, and I really care about what people's results are getting, I want to be able to put the best training out there available to where it takes all the guesswork out, and they can see what do we do here, what do we do there, and exactly what you said, just knowing what to do, exactly how to do it, where to look, how to buy, who to buy from, and how to effectively market your product. That's all really. That's the boiling points of effectively building an Amazon business. Anything else I see is really a big waste of time when it comes to retail arbitrage or drop shipping. You can make good money that way. Don't get me wrong. And I know I might get hated on some people who are watching this who follow and maybe run a retail arbitrage business, and by retail arbitrage people.
Business doing retail arbitrage, but at the end of the day, I was building someone else's brand, and I was competing with 30 other sellers for the buy box. We ended up selling a product that I started at $18. I mean, I did $250,000 in sales, but I didn't make any money because we started selling at $18. 6 weeks later, we're selling for $4.99. I mean, it's like a race to the bottom. If you're the only seller and there's no one else competing against you, you set the price and leave it or raise it.
It is exactly. And if you know how to build, if you know how to private label, and you know how to really hit a really good sales kickstart off when you first get your product out there, and really spike your Amazon algorithm, you can be sitting up on top fairly quickly, and you'll be staying there. I've seen multiple people who even follow the same type of method that I sell on Amazon, and they're like copying other people's products, a buddy of mine has a product, and he follows the same exact system I do, and he's still in the top 1,000 on the specific category. And there's other people coming in making the same exact product, a little bit different, coming in making listings that look just like his, but they're stuck down in the 40,000 range. And my buddy, he got down to 1,000 BSR. Actually, he got down to like almost 500 in less than 3 weeks. So
hey, you know what, Dan? People just flat out don't know what they don't know, and I've argued this fact so many times. With my local meetup group there in Indianapolis, I've gotten people are like, well, it's too hard to create a brand. People already know what Disney's Frozen is, so why don't we just go buy that product and sell it? But the problem is you're competing with all these other sellers, and you can't make a profit on it. I mean, you can buy something for $12, sell it for $18. At the end of the day, you made 40 cents. Big deal. If I sell something for $18, I mean, I'm going to pay about $2 or $3 for it tops, and I'm the only guy selling it. So I can sell 40 units a day of my own product and make $12, $13 a piece on it, or I can sell 50 a day of Disney's product and make 40 cents on it. I control my business. I mean, Disney controls their brand and their product. So really, I mean, it drives me crazy when people ask that. And, just like with Eleanor here, she asked, what about sourcing products from legitimate wholesalers to get started? I don't know what you're calling a legitimate wholesaler. Maybe it's like a domestic wholesaler who sells products that are already branded. No, you can't do that. If you want to do that, you need to be selling on eBay. I mean, it's like riding a horse to work when you have a perfectly good car in the driveway. It's outdated. That system, it doesn't make money, Eleanor. Drop shipping on Amazon? No, you're not listening. Private label, FBA. That's what you need to know. And what Dan teaches in his program is going to put you light years ahead of 99% of Amazon sellers out there. Like I said, my 7-year-old kid can create an Amazon listing. What makes the difference? If no one finds the listing, they're not going to buy it. And what Dan teaches you is how to find the product, how to do your keyword research, how to create a listing that's going to kick everyone else in the rear, and how to make people find it and buy it. And once you're there, once you have your bestseller rank listed and you're on your page and you're doing well, they're not going to take it away from you. Every product I have grows every month. I mean, there's nothing stagnant or static about this business at all. It continues to build on itself over and over and snowballs. But just getting over that hump is what people don't understand, and that's what Dan's handing you in a complete package. In my opinion, I think he's not charging enough for it based on what people get, but I'm sure he has his own reasons for doing that. But, Dan is going to put you at the head of the class on page 1 for your product, making money instead of trying to learn it yourself. I'm sure you can save money by, watching YouTube channels and trial and error. You're going to save a lot of money, but you're going to waste a lot of time. And, time is the number one commodity that we have that we can't replace. It should be the most valuable part of the puzzle here. So if time is valuable to you and you want a shortcut, you want to get to the head of the line, use Dan's program or any program that teaches what we do. I don't have a program, or I'd let you have one. Thankfully, Dan gave me a lot of information to help get me to the head of the line, and that's why I'm taking the time to spend a few moments with him here. I really don't like to go out there and plug people in to this business unless I have some type of personal contact with them or whatever, or they're part of my group. But Dan's really opened himself up and let me in on a lot of things that made a huge difference in my business and the way that we source and do things like that. Like I said, Dan, anytime you want, I'm here for you, buddy. I got a few more minutes before I have to get off here, so if anybody has any calls that are relevant to the conversation, thanks, Eleanor. I'm glad you got it. Wasn't trying to pick on you, but I mean, you have to listen. We're teaching branding and FBA. If you're selling somebody else's product, you're making them rich. You don't want to do that. If you want to do that, you're in the wrong group. And FBA, you're shipping product to Amazon and they're doing the fulfillment for you. I'm sorry, but that's in my nature to jump in and take over. Any other questions for me, Dan, before I hop off here?
Oh, yeah. Just I got a question in the group here from Linwood Brooks. So let me see here. Yeah. So since this will require a significant investment, this is very serious. So what exactly is taught in the course that is unique? Anyone can Google and find out that Amazon ranks and shows its top sellers. You select something similar but a bit better. Source it from China and list it in the PPC ads. Why pay for a course and how much is the course? So here's the best way that I can really answer that, Linwood, and let me know if this clearly answers your question by commenting underneath your post on the Facebook group. So you're asking what exactly is taught in the course that is unique. Anyone can Google and find out that Amazon ranks and shows its top sellers. Well, the fact of the matter is what exactly are you going to buy that's really going to be worth your time, that you can really hit the ground running and get a lot of sales. I mean, would you like to just find little things here and there that you might think are selling well for some people, and based on your own judgment, or you might do some of your own YouTube videos and say, I think you're supposed to do this, I think you're supposed to do that. I don't like to waste time or waste anyone else's time at all, because if I'm wasting your time, anyone who joins my course is going to be wasting my time, because I'm going to be answering questions that should have already been flat out told in the course. What makes this very unique, guys, is I really go through every single detail as to exactly why you should get this product, exactly why you shouldn't get that product. I mean, for instance, I see people jumping into Amazon selling the same exact way in the same exact structure that I'm doing it, and the first thing they jump into is supplements. And I've briefly talked with Sean about this before, but supplements isn't
because there's no barrier to entry. People, they really don't like to think outside of the U.S. sourcing. And when in reality, buying product in China is just as simple as walking into the grocery store and buying a loaf of bread, if you just approach it that way. If you overanalyze it and you complicate it, it's going to be complicated for you. And like Dan said, a lot of people jump in supplements because everyone knows you can buy a bottle of pills for $3 or $4 and sell them for $20. But the problem is everyone's thinking that way. And if I can, Dan, if you don't mind, I'd like to answer the question you're talking about.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
If time and experience are valuable to you, then what little bit of money you're paying for the program is going to pay back in huge multiples, because you're not going to have to make the mistakes that Dan already spent a couple of years making. I've told you that Dan has given me, there's one little trick that I can tell you that I learned from Dan. Okay, there's there's a handful of tricks, but there's one little trick in particular, Dan, that put me, I guarantee you that it added 20% to my business. And I'm more than happy to tell you what it is before you want to put it out to the public. But guys, there's very, very few people out there putting out good, valuable, usable, profitable content for free. Most of it's just a sales pitch to get you into something else. So whatever you see on YouTube, of course, everyone knows bestseller rank. It's kind of self-explanatory. But if time is money, and Dan can save several months of research and trial and error, then the program is definitely worth the money. For me, I like to take all the shortcuts I can get. Any type of business training that you get or information product for your business is 100% tax deductible. If Dan charges you $20,000 for his software or his system, it's $20,000 of that is 100% tax deductible. So in effect, not only do you get multiple return on your investment, but it's 100% write-off. If you're not making any money, you don't have anything to write off. So you might as well get in the game, start cashing your checks. I can show you real results based on what Dan said. Another thing I want to share before I get off here, Dan, is I just got this email. This is based on the system that you teach. And I got this email on I got this email on January 3rd. It's going to sound weird because I'm going to leave some of the details out because I don't want to share all this guy's information. It's January 3rd at 6 p.m. Okay, keep that in mind. Sean, Happy New Year. Just thought that I would share a recent experience with Amazon. You ready for this? Keyword is, I'm not going to say that because it'll give it away, but our product brand is something else. Check it out for yourself. Me and Joe are #1 right now. #1. Okay, great. Let's go on. My promos in Super URL was just for a keyword, not going to say it, but which we do not rank for. But I decided to list with just 2 keywords in the title and see what happens. It seems like this pulled more weight than the promo. I started selling on December 31st. How many days is that, Dan? Are you paying attention?
Yep.
3 days. Started selling December 31st, and are already #1 for my keyword in the title. I don't even know what a quote unquote is, but here's the proof that I'm selling it. And he sends me a link. You can't see it, to his actual listing. Anyway, I wish I had some more people to share this stuff with, but right now I'm a lone ranger. Every once in a while you're going to hear from me, LOL, Danny. So this is something that, go out there and ask anybody if they can launch a product and be ranked #1 on the page for your #1 search term in 3 days. It's unheard of. It doesn't work. Nobody does it unless you have the shortcut. So yes, spend hours and weeks and months of your time, Mr. Facebook question, and try to figure it out for yourself, or pay somebody to just hand you the details on a golden platter and say, here you go. And as a matter of fact, if it doesn't work, I don't know what your guarantee is, Dan. If it doesn't work, go back and get a refund. So that's all I have to say about that.
And I couldn't put it any better. What I effectively was trying to say in the very beginning, and pretty much what you responded to yourself was, I don't like wasting time, and I don't want to waste anyone else's time. And time is worth more to me than money. But if you follow the exact system I'm showing you guys right here, I know people who are friends. I speak with them every day. I speak with these guys more than I do with Sean, and he's making.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Hey.
By the way, how much are you paying me for this interview?
Maybe 10,000.
10,000 what? Dollars? Pesos? Widgets? Oh, okay.
Pesos.
Yeah. Well, what I was getting at is I'm not being paid. I'm not being remunerated or whatever you want to call it for this. I'm sharing with you guys 100% truth. And for those of you that seen the movie with Chris Farley and Tommy Boy, there's absolutely no substitute for experience. And one of my favorite quotes in the movie is, I can get a good look at a T-bone steak. You know how it goes? You want to finish it?
What'd you say? Exactly.
I can get a good look at a T-bone steak if I stick my head up a bull's ass, but I'd rather take the butcher's word for it.
That's it.
So don't go stick your head up any bull's ass. The butcher here, Dan, has all the answers for you. It's rare, guys, to find somebody that's willing to live in this business with you and give you one-on-one attention. I haven't seen it. I see a lot of content, a lot of overpriced content, people that are kind of self-serving that want to have that greater than thou type of attitude. But Dan's a down-to-earth dude. I've met with him. I've talked to him. He's an open book when it comes to sharing the do's and don'ts of the business. Sign me up for the program, Dan. If you'll take my money, I'll take it. I don't even know how much it is, but I'm sure it's underpriced if it's what you told me it was. So anyway, I'm going to get off here, let you do your thing. Email me if you need anything else, Dan, but I need to go eat dinner, man. I've been running too long today.
All right, Sean. Yeah, I understand. You've been in meetings all day. And first of all, I'd like to say, on behalf of me and I'm sure everyone else in this room, we really appreciate your time. I haven't seen one person leave, so I think that means something. And we've answered a lot of questions.
I told you I'll do anything for you. You've actually made a crazy amount of difference in my Amazon business just based on a few details. And my hats off to you for providing the training for everyone else. You're welcome, Billy. You guys, Dan, I'm telling you, he's the real deal. He's not the guy that's going to cash your check and disappear. He's going to be there for you. Every time I text him, he answers me at least within 72 hours. No, I'm just joking. If he's home, he'll answer me in a few minutes. And, he's been really instrumental in building my business, and I really owe a lot to the guy. So I wish everybody the best of luck. It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Dan. If anything else comes up, let me know. But I appreciate being able to spend a few minutes with you. Tell everybody in Florida I said hello, and maybe Jacksonville will get a good couple of good draft picks this year.
That sounds great. Hey, since you actually started this call, I believe if you exit out, to actually
I'm not
end
going to
everything.
exit. I'm just going to mute my microphone, buddy, and bail out on you.
All right. Well, I'm actually going to end this up right now too. It's already 3 minutes till 9. We've been on here for quite a long time. Yeah. Actually, I'm actually getting pretty hungry now as well.
All right. Well, let me say goodbye so you don't upstage me. Goodbye, everybody. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. See you, Dan.
All right. See you later, Sean. All right, guys. I'd like to go ahead and let you guys know. I don't want to take any more of your time. Just like I said, time is very valuable. I believe we had a question up here. Anna, how do you go about ranking your products? Really, the first thing that comes down to is actually finding a product that's actually going to rank fast for you. You'll know that by following the exact critique that I tell you to do. And if you follow exactly what I'm saying, you will most definitely find a product that will rank very fast. And if you follow the techniques I show you after you actually purchase your product and actually put it on Amazon, that product will be jumping up and ranks very, very fast. There's a little bit things here and there, little kicks you have to do, and you're off to the races. After a few weeks, you don't even have to touch this product anymore. The only thing you need to do is really just pay attention to your inventory and make sure you're still in stock. Make sure you're not running out of stock, because that can affect your sales for when you do actually get back into stock. You could lose your rankings on the page, for page 1. You can lose out on your bestseller rankings, so on and so forth. You don't want to lose any of those rankings. You don't want to run out of inventory. So without a doubt, picking the right product and getting it up and jumping on Amazon as quickly as possible, and boosting the algorithms on Amazon to show Amazon you are the go-to person for buying this product. They will want you on page 1, and that means more and more and more people are going to buy your product. And then we have here Eleanor. You asked me how much do you charge for your training, and I'm sure that's what a lot of people are really wondering about this. And as Sean said, it's underpriced, and without a doubt, I agree with him. At the same time, I know a lot of you guys don't have an extremely passive income opportunity already under your belt. Some of you might be making already 5 figures, 5 digits a month. Some of you might be making 6 figures a month already. I know there's a real estate investor in here, and he's making 7 figures a year. So I know that's going to be very rare, but I just want to be sure that people who are just starting out to get online and start making some money, they have the resources and availability to buy a product after they buy my course. That's why he said it's undervalued. As far as the money start-off costs on buying this course, I completely agree with him. But I want to be the first one to share with you guys. I've sat there and wasted a lot of time and money when I first got started on Amazon. The first 4 years were just a big waste of time. I never built any kind of profitable business that grew on a constant rate. When I got onto Amazon, it grew so fast I couldn't believe my eyes, and within 4 months I had a 6-figure business, and I show exactly what to do in this system. And I don't want to add too many people in this system. At the very max, I want to have 50 people before I really open doors up again, so I can help every individual one-on-one through phone calls. I want to say it's going to be a one-on-one phone call every single day, but I'll be periodically having one-on-one phone calls with each and every one of you. I'll be having constant Google Hangouts. I'll have Sean back on here again, hopefully, if he'll grace us with his presence again. But more than anything, I want to make this absolutely clear that I really care about your results, and I really care about you getting on the level that I'm at very, very fast. The product right now, the course is $2,000, and like I've said, with that comes with the whole course. It comes with the mastermind group. It comes with the availability to speak with me on a constant basis, to be able to network with Sean, be able to really network with all these other people who are doing just as well as I am, and most of all, like I said, the one-on-one help. I want to make sure every single one of you are doing very, very well in this course. I've seen courses charging a lot more than what I'm doing, and and this is a big waste of time. At $2,000, that's actually not a lot of money considering how much money I've wasted in the past, and I've gone in a lot deeper pockets before. I actually spent $4,000 a couple of different times in different programs that didn't give me anywhere near the results as fast as Amazon did. So let me be the first to say that if you haven't got into any big ticket gigs online, there's the few out there. They just really don't care about your success, and I can assure you that I care 100% about your success. Each person any of the people who actually brought you into this program, you can ask any of them. I guarantee you I have reached out to them, whether it be Facebook message or calling them or whatever it may be, even a personal text on their cell phone. I have personally messaged them and say, hey, how are things going? How are sales going? Have you talked to the manufacturer yet? So on and so forth. If you're not actually making results and you're not doing big things, I'm going to kick you in the butt and say, what are you waiting for? Not literally, but yeah, that just goes to show I really do care about your results. I want you guys to succeed, and at $2,000 price point it is definitely undervalued. I actually plan on selling this for $4,000, and here very soon I might be going up on the price to $3,000 and maybe even eventually $4,000, depending on the type of volume we get on a later basis. But in the very beginning, I only want like 50 people. Later on, when I have you guys up and running, you guys are all rock stars, then we can let a larger volume amount of people come in, and I would have some help with answering questions in the private mastermind group. If there's any questions, please let me know. Billy said, much appreciated, Dan. Hoorah. 2015 is going to have tons of fruitation. Oh, for sure. 2015 is going to be huge. Guys, I'm so pumped with 2015. It's ridiculous. Actually, in less than 2 weeks, I'm heading to Yiwu City, China. And it's funny, I wasn't even able to tell Sean this before he got off the mic. But I've been talking with my uncle, and I'm going to Yiwu City, which is like northeast China, in less than 2 weeks. I'm only going to be there for like 5 days. It's going to be strictly business. I'm not going there for any kind of pleasure, sightseeing or anything like that. It's strictly business. I have products in my list right now. I got products that I'm going to be buying for $5, and I'm going to be flipping for $40. $40 is I usually don't go any higher on prices for selling products on Amazon than $40. But this is a type of scenario where if I could probably push this for a little bit more than $40, and I'm going to be getting this product for $5-6, and I'm willing to guarantee you guys I'll be pushing at least 25 sales a day in this product in less than 1 month. So you guys go ahead and do the math. You're talking about over $20 in profit easily if I'm selling for $40. After shipping fees and actually buying the product, I'm looking probably right at $20, a little over $20, selling over 25 times a day. I'm going to be blasting sales. So, Hua, Billy, you're right. 2015 is going to be huge. That one product's going to be pushing me. You guys go ahead and do the math, but you're looking at pretty much a 6-figure business with that one product. So there's going to be much more products up ahead, and I want to share with you guys exactly what I'm doing now and what I'm going to be doing here very soon with China and what I'm going to be doing in the future. And I want you guys to be involved with this. And I'm not a big guru, and I think Sean doesn't label himself as a big guru. He's a very laid-back guy, and he loves to share information. Like you said, I'm not paying him a dime, and he sat there with us for an hour and a half, and he's very interested in seeing you guys succeed as well. But I love seeing other people succeed. And another question that always comes up too is, and why are you doing this course? Why are you going to show other people how to sell products? how to sell on Amazon. They could be potential competition. Guys, there is no competition on Amazon. Every single person in this room, I count 10 of us, every single one of us could be six-figure a month earners, just like Sean is on Amazon, easily. There could be 1,000 of us making six figures a month on Amazon. Believe me on that. Amazon is growing at such a rapid rate. $100 billion in sales for 2014. They ended up being that. I mean, there's more and more people shopping on Amazon. There's more and more people selling on Amazon, yes, but are they selling effectively? Do they know what they're doing? Are they sitting there wasting their time? Yeah, 95% of them are, and I'm showing you guys what the 5% actually do to make big bucks, the real big bucks. Same exact lines that what Sean is doing. So really what it comes down to is really what's worth your time. And if you feel $2,000 is worth it's in your budget and it's worth your time to really dig into something and to find the first product for your hands where you're selling $2,000 a month, and you're making that initial investment so fast right back to your bank account. If you feel that if it's worth it for you, we can go ahead and do another one-on-one phone call if you have any more questions. And I really want to see what you guys have to say. If you guys have any more questions about this, let me know. And you see Angela here. Would you consider a payment plan? Yes, I am considering a payment plan. Actually, I can't consider it on a large monthly scale as far as charging only $200 a month. I just can't do it because I actually have the whole course is laid out. As soon as you buy the course, everything is right there. So it could be so easily for someone to be able to jump in, take all the information, and leave. It wouldn't be very beneficial for them because there's a lot of things that I'm going to be going through while you're going through the course. We'll be doing Hangouts, and there's going to be some more information I'll tell you over the phone that I didn't put all into the actual course. That's really going to benefit you even greater than what you even see in the course. So there's pretty much, out frank, there's all the information is right there. I can't let people just come in, take the information, and leave, and only paying a few $100s for their first month. I can't let that happen. I am considering doing a payment plan. Angela, I will definitely get back to you on that, and I will actually be updating a page and even doing another Google Hangout here very soon where I can maybe update you on what I have come up with in regards to that. I'm most likely not going to be doing a payment plan, but if I do, I will let you know. And guys, right there in the Amazon Bully Hangout Facebook group is where anyone who has not joined the group yet and people who have joined the group already are going to be in there. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll answer any questions you have. If you have anyone that's interested in joining, let me know as well. I am, for those who are still on after what I told you about a $2,000 price point, if you already X'd out and you're not interested anymore, you snooze, you lose, I am letting you come in with somebody else on half and half. So if you can come up with 1,000, or if you know someone that can come up with 2,000, you can come in half and half. I'll let you both into the mastermind group. You both have my full support line open, and I'll treat you both the same, whether one person put in 2,000, one person put in 100 or 1,000, whatever it may be. You may bring someone in. I'm not letting this go on for too long because I can't let everybody just grab a partner and come in at 1,000, especially when I have this group available. But hey, I had that group available in there right now. You can publicly post to see if anyone wants to go in half with you. I'm completely fine with that, and I'm not letting this option go in for too long. So I don't have an exact date when I'm going to stop letting that option go in. Probably the end of this week. I might continue it. It all matters really what I want to do. But like I've said, I'm only letting 50 people in because I really care about your success. I want to actually physically pick up my phone and do a one-on-one phone call with you guys, and that's what matters most to me. See, BD Parker, I see you just joined, man. How you doing, buddy? Fine with that, and I'm not letting this option go in for too long. So I don't have an exact date where I saw play that. Looks like he's playing a replay. He's a little behind her now. Hey, Brian, if you don't mind, if you can mute your mic. But yeah, guys. So there it is for you. You have the group. You can add anybody into the group that you'd like. And like I said, you can go in with somebody else right now. It's probably going to only be available toward the end of this week. And I hope you guys have all your questions answered. If you have any more questions, please let me know. Eleanor says, I'm in. Awesome. Angela, awesome. I answered your question. Hey, Brian, how's it going, man? I know Brian's been blowing me up on my phone and wondering what I'm doing because he's selling on Amazon, but he's learning from some people that's not giving him the results that he's wanting, and I know he wants to learn how to be a powerhouse on there. So I know he's going to be joining one of these days. He said, great, that's right. Let me see if anybody has any more questions before I end this call because I don't want to be rude. And while I have you live right now before, getting off of here, I just want to be sure I'm answering any questions you might have. So if you have any, I don't mind spending an extra 10 minutes on here with you. I'm going to go ahead and check the group as well. See, Bill here said he private messaged me on Facebook, which I don't mind you guys private messaging me either. If we get off a phone call or even before we talk on the phone, if you have any questions for me that's private, like you don't want to put in a public space of the Amazon Bully Hangout group, you can go ahead and personally Facebook message me if you'd like. Go ahead and friend me on there, and we can keep in touch. So Gary said, hey, hi Dan, can you do this business while living in the Caribbean? Yes, you most certainly can, Gary. I know people who are in Ireland selling products on Amazon. I know people in different countries selling on Amazon. What you need to really check, since you're there in the Caribbean, there's actually, I'm pretty sure you can Google it. You just type in countries that are available for Amazon sellers, and it'll let you know if the Caribbean it will let you. I actually just came back from Colombia a couple months ago, and I had some people interested in selling on Amazon because they're doing some things that just, it was like the eBay type of thing in Colombia. They're like, man, this is a waste of time. I'm ready to start making some big bucks. I'm like, I'm sorry, Colombia, you can't do it. I can go back to Colombia, which I am next month. I'm coming back from China, head back to the States for a week. I'm going back to Colombia for a few months starting in February. And I could work my business just fine because, I started my business here in the States, here in Florida. But for some of you people that are overseas right now, you need to check and see if you're actually able to sell on there. Sure, I can sell in the Caribbean, Gary, but I'm not sure since you're actually from the Caribbean, if you can physically make an Amazon account and sell in there yourself. Linwood, I'm not sure if you're still on here. I asked if you could leave a comment on that post you made if I answered your question well. I didn't see any comment that you made. Maybe good news is bad, or no news is good news. That's what I mean. So I didn't see any comment. Hopefully I answered your question. Linwood, you say you're not seeing the spreadsheets. Well, hopefully in the actual replay, when you go back onto the website, you'll be able to see it. Let me see here. Call out some first names. Okay, that's Bill. All right, so I pretty much have covered everything in the Hangout page. I'll see if there's any questions in the actual. How to find a product that sells. Martel Benitez. How to find a product that sells. There's quite a few tactics and things that you need to do to make that happen, and I fully cover everything in the system. So really what it comes down to is you don't want too much competition, but competition's awesome. If you're seeing people selling your product or selling products the top competition to say their bestseller ranking and their particular category is like 20,000 or 30,000. They're just not really that. There's no market for that product. It's just not selling well. You want your top competition to have a low bestseller ranking. You want to have them to have you don't want too many people selling the same product. You don't want too many savvy investors who are getting onto Amazon and selling the way I'm teaching the private labeling method. You don't want too many people selling the same product. There's multiple things I go through in my course that really chimes down as to saying, hey, this is a good product for you to run with. Hey, you will have the results that I had, like 850 units sold on one product in your first 2 months, making over $7,000, $8,000 in your first 2 months on just one product. I mean, I'll tell you straightforward, hey, that is not a good product. You're not going to get the $8,000 in your first 2 months on just only one product, your first product. You're not going to get those results if you get that product. Please don't get it. Just please don't get that product. I've seen people even get products that they were banned, they weren't banned, but there's certain things that you can and cannot sell on Amazon, and some people have to have access and availability to be able to sell on there, and jewelry is one of them. So I know a buddy who spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on jewelry to sell on Amazon. He wasn't able to sell any of the jewelry on Amazon, and he was kind of hurt about it. He was kind of mad, but he had a business partner he's going in with who wants to take this stuff serious. I said, hey man, look, don't feel bad. Like, he spent over $10,000 on this jewelry. He didn't know he wasn't able to sell it. I believe he spent over $15,000 actually. So I said, look, don't worry about it. You're a big action taker. If you have the guts to do that, you're gonna do very well in this business. And right now he's pushing over $40,000 and gross income right now. He's probably pushing anywhere, like I teach in my course, at 30 to 60% profit margins. So you just go ahead and do the math, 30 to 60%. Just take 45%, 40% of that 40,000. That's how much he's making net profit a month now. And he started around the same time I did. And he has he has a business partner who has a lot of capital. But it just goes to show how fast this business can grow. Eleanor, you said, I know people who can buy an American IP address and use that. I know people can buy, and yes, you can buy IP addresses. Yes, there's sneaky ways of going around this arena of being able to sell on Amazon if you're not suitable, you're not able to in your particular country. But I highly just don't recommend it. Amazon knows how to get around those things, the ghosting IP addresses and whatnot. There might be ways that you can figure something out for yourself. And kudos to you. Please do what you can and just do your best in doing what you can to be able to sell on there. Find out all the information that you can. But if you're in a country that you're not able to sell, then I really recommend doing all of the legal ways of getting the information, of being able to jump on there that you can, because any illegal ways can really hurt you and hurt your account, because they'll ban your account. Amazon doesn't play games. Customer service is number one for them, and so just be sure that you look back, look over your shoulder on that. Billy, he says, sell Juan Valdez coffee and coffee period. Wait, I'm doing that. I think coffee might be another one of those things where you need to be sure that you're able to sell in the grocery category on Amazon. So you want to be able to have access to that. You did get approved. Okay, awesome. Yeah, there's certain categories you have to get approved on, and I see people wondering about, getting approved on health and personal care and this and that. And like I tell everyone else, I don't get supplements. And the reason I don't get supplements is because everyone and their mother is getting on supplements and doing that, because it's an easy thing to get a hold of. It's manufactured in the USA. There's multiple suppliers selling them. You can get, depending on how many units you actually buy, out of your pocket, on your first batch. You can get them for $5. You can give as little as $4 or $5 for each unit. You're selling them on Amazon for 25, but there's tons and tons of people selling those same exact supplements. You know how difficult it is for you to get on page one? I mean, you have to give away on a promotional discount, hundreds of them. Like you probably have to give away like 50 to 100 a day just to get on page one, and that's if you even get on page one. So what I like to tell everyone is the hard work, if you want to say that in quotes, the hard work is in the very beginning. If you think outside the box, you follow my specific ways of critiquing if a product is a good product or not to go with, and you use some common sense and say, hey, you know what? I know this is going to do, without a doubt, this is going to do awesome. I would put money on it. But there you go. If you just follow the exact methods that I teach you, you will do awesome. Brian, you said you got to get approved for Gourmet Foods. Yeah, I believe, Gourmet Foods you do have to get approved for. That's not to say that I wouldn't sell in health and personal care. I just personally don't sell supplements. And as you can see, the income that Sean's making right now, he does not sell one supplement. I can assure you that, because I've seen some of his accounts. I know some of the products he's selling. He is not selling supplements. And like he said before, if you do find a product that's, excuse my French, but it's shit hot and it's selling well, you could do what he did. Get the same product and maybe make it a double of that product. So times 2 of your value and drop the price a little bit and get that one ranked. Or you can even private label a different company name, private label for that same product, make it, you're still selling it underneath your same company name on Amazon, but it is retrieved from the audience when they go into search on page one of the particular product they're looking for. They might like a red and yellow label more than the white and blue label that's already doing awesome in sales. But you just put the red and yellow label product up, and you just got it to page one on the bottom of page one, and you just started getting a kickstart of boosting the amount of sales and bestseller ranking up on that product. They might scroll down to past your first product that's the same exact thing, and scroll all the way down to page one, the bottom of page one, and see your second product, the same exact thing, but it's a different label, and they want to buy that one instead because something sparks their eye and makes them want to buy it. Just take over page one. That's how you get sales going. Hope that covers everything you asked, Martel. Have to head out. Cool Reject. Hey, have a good one, man. And if there's any more questions, please, just a couple more minutes of my time, and I will let you know anything I can answer for you. Please ask in this chat room. Please don't ask in the group or anything. Actually, I know there's some people who are not in this Hangout, this particular Google Hangout. So if you're watching from my website, please ask any questions directly to me on Facebook or on the group page. Let me know if you have any questions. Hey, you're welcome, Bill. No problem, man. I'll see you next time, buddy. We'll chat on the phone here soon. And you'll hear from me, Ab. I've got your number now, buddy. I'll hit you up sometime tomorrow. I will send you a text and find out when a good time to talk is. Oh, you're welcome, Jason. You're welcome, Sherry. All right, guys. So I pretty much covered everything I needed to cover. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free. I'm going to be up all night just hanging out, kicking back. So If you'd like to give me a call, if you want a person to call me tonight, if you want me to call you, whatever it may be, I'm up for anything tonight. We can schedule a phone call tomorrow. Please, if you have not already, go onto AmazonBully.com. Go ahead and fill out the one-on-one scheduled phone call, and be sure to put in the person who referred you into watching this video. It will say who referred you. Please put their name right there, so I know who to give credit for. Now, I do want to say this. There is an affiliate program to this. You will get money for bringing people in. The actual price is $1,000 for each person that you bring in. So that's relatively a lot of money. That's half the money that I'm actually making. And I'm the one sitting back answering everyone's questions and pretty much telling them, hey, I want to be the forefront person of making sure you're getting results. So you can sit back and recruit a couple people who will actually give you some money to jumpstart you on getting your first couple of products. So for each person you bring in, it is $1,000. But I am not anywhere by any means trying to make myself an affiliate program on Amazon Bully, and the reason being is because there's so many affiliate products out there, and people get sidetracked on wanting to make a short little income real fast, recruit a couple people, and that's all they really care about, whatever the case may be. What I really care about is getting you guys to grow an actual dominant, just smooth sailing, rapid business on Amazon. That's all I really care about. I want you guys to see great success so fast, like the results that I've had as compared to the results that Sean has had. All this little silly fast money stuff on online is not for me, and I think it's a big waste of time. If you want to hit 2015 really big, you need to take it serious and actually build an Amazon business. I'm telling you, it's the fastest and easiest way you'll make passive income, and that's through private labeling. That's not drop shipping or any of the other bogus material that's out there that people tend to start with because it better suits their needs and wallet in the very beginning. If you want to see big results, you got to play big. So, all right, guys, I'm pretty sure I've answered everyone's questions. And see David here. Thanks for everything, Dan. I've learned a lot. Keep in touch. I will keep in touch, buddy. Let's chat tomorrow. And like I said, guys, go ahead and use that Amazon Bully Hangout Facebook page to your full advantage, because I am letting people jump in now with somebody else to come in half and half on that $2,000 mark, and I'm not letting that go on forever. Probably by the end of this week, like I said, either Friday or Sunday, whatever you consider the end of the week is, I'll update you guys on that. I'll also update you if I'm going to be letting any kind of payment system. I really doubt it, because all my software is right there in your hands. You can just learn everything in a week and take it off running and pretty much steal my course. And I don't like to play that ball game. So I will update you on that. And if you have any questions, please use that the link I gave you guys on my AmazonBully.com/hangouts page where this video is posted. You will see the Facebook page of Amazon Bully Hangout. And go ahead and socialize with other members. If you have any questions, I can answer them in there. You can send me any questions you'd like. And be sure to schedule a one-on-one phone call with me on AmazonBully.com. Scroll down to the very bottom of the page, and you can put in your information. And I will be talking with you guys later. You guys have a good night.